the big man, Marc Gasol. We got to look at that in the last game, guys, how great he is at facilitating from the top of the floor. So a lot of playmaking options. It's just Frank Vogel also knows, Bill and Stu, if you have LeBron,
Let's start the game, guys. Let's start the game now.
Game last year, had an unreal playoff season. Of course, his game is ever expanding. Ayton baseline, and he knocks it down to tie it at 2 apiece.
Now they need Deandre Ayton to stay healthy.
Referring to him as a point god, not a guard. And from the outside, it's drilled by Jay Crowder.
Well, Jay Crowder is a deceptive three-point shooter, so don't let that one shot surprise you. And he also plays real good defense.
Trying to get it under LeBron. That's knocked out of bounds. Depth. Gasol from 14 feet hits the heel, comes off. Rebound taken by 8.
They upgraded, obviously, with their roster, especially with the addition of Chris Paul, but they also, I think, really upgraded on the bench. I'm really a big Monty Williams fan.
Devin Booker. Who himself has a 70-point game to his credit. Misses the jumper. Now it's LeBron. First action this year.
The gimme.
There's Booker, gets doubled up. He's going to wander into the key, trying to work Kuzma. Little follow.
Range, but he just didn't do it as often now with the way the game is played. He can do it whenever he wants.
Lakers 2-0 in the preseason. Season 0-2 Phoenix. Corner. Kuzma. Yes, sir. Yes, he did. Going to be a foul. We're 3 minutes into the game. Deandre Ayton played his college ball at Arizona, played 1 year, just down the road from Phoenix.
One of the things we used to try to teach the bigs is you can do the same kind of pushing with your hips and your legs. Just get your hands up. Most players want to use their hands to free themselves quite a bit.
Lakers beat the Clippers the other night, 131-106. That's a logo ball. Look at how far that logo extends for the Phoenix Suns, so we can call it that for LeBron.
Should have backed up another step because he shot it too long.
Chris Paul left wide open over Gasol. Marc has the rebound. Marc had 5 assists the other night and really ran things from the high post. Schroeder, corner, Kuzma, hook pass. LeBron tried to gun it into AD. LBJ slam it home softly for Anthony Davis.
Well, when LeBron's going downhill, that's the kind of results you generally will get. Defenses really try to level him off as best they can.
LeBron led the league in assists for the first time last year. Lakers trying to tie up Bridges. Out it goes Crowder looking all-star, on it goes. What a career, and it's not even close to slowing down yet. And our first look at him this preseason. Again, we expect first half only, though.
That's what surprises me. It's amazing how the way his game is structured, attacking all the time, that he can stay at this level for so long.
That's good ball movement by the Lakers, and Gasol misses the easy layup. And he didn't hit the rim, or did it hit the rim? I think the Lakers thought it did, and that's what they're going to argue. And if so, they should have the ball out of bounds.
I hope it hit the rim because he had an uncontested layup.
Right there.
Yeah, hopefully he didn't shoot it from one side to the other, and they're saying that it was a complete miss.
Oh, no, it changed direction.
It looked like it changed the rotation of the ball a bit there, but we're never right on the replay, so.
And we're not even in Phoenix, so we couldn't tell you there anyway. It was a great ball movement.
protection.
Chris Paul, 7th all-time in assists, 7th all-time in steals.
Fella, run the floor, get the three-point play.
Well, I'll tell you this, so far Deandre Ayton looks active, and it's a 9-0 Phoenix run. Again, they're 0-2 in this preseason. These teams will meet up once in the first half of the season on March 2nd at Staples Center. Back and forth goes AD, leaves it for LeBron. Little step back from 18, in and out, heartbreak, and Chris Paul has the rebound, one of LeBron's good buddies. Paul stops on a dime, will get it right back in the two-man game from Schroeder. We're nearing the halfway mark of the first quarter. It's been pretty much all Suns. That's a tough shot by Booker, but it's nothing but net.
When you have his talent, there's no tough shots.
Devin
So LeBron will be the recipient of the Lakers' first free throws of the game, and they need a lot of those. They're down by 13.
Yeah,
early.
And it's a 13-0 run. Mikal Bridges, solid defender, and he'll be on the opposition's best player throughout the course of the year. You would bet he can.
LeBron misses the first of two.
20-7 halfway through the quarter. As you can see, no fans at what is now known as the Phoenix Suns Arena. And Chris Paul will bring it across. You got Montrez into the game. Montrezl Harrel comes in quickly here. Bounce it to Ayton, taken away by the Lakers. That was at his feet. Turnover. Now here comes Schroeder. Two-man pass. Back to Dennis. Not great. Going to get to Kuzma. In rhythm. One dribble. Got it. Knock it down. Yes, sir, for three.
Well, a little unselfish there. After Schroeder gave the ball to Anthony Davis, Anthony really had a layup, and he passed it back.
Kuz averaging 21.5 during the first two preseason games. That's his 7th three so far in the exhibition slate. Bridges from the outside, going to hit the heel, and it's chased down by AD. The 27-year-old, 10th in scoring last year. LeBron quickly, corner. Kuzma, did he travel? He did. Turn it over.
Boy, tried to get the player to run by as we get another look at that last play with our Carl's Cam. As Schroeder gives it to AD, gets it back, and AD had the third bounce.
LeBron, strong underneath, but loses his footing. And down goes LBJ. Second time he's gone to the floor already. Chris Paul trying to get the whistle and a shooting foul. From the outside.
And Montrezl Harrel noticed the mismatch, and they had a man advantage, so he takes the intentional foul.
See Wes Carter. Actually, Jalen Smith wears number 10. Javon Carter wears number 4. And the quizzical look from Montrez.
They're trying to figure out if it was foul was on him or was it on Wesley Matthews, as Devin Booker ventured into the paint and got fouled.
Well, you might recall that this Phoenix team was unbeatable, literally, in the bubble last year.
Yeah, they went 8-0.
8-0, and were this close to getting into the playoff game, but they just came up short. Nobody thought they had any kind of an opportunity And that sort of set the tone for Chris Paul to come over and Jay Crowder. And they're all in. It's just I mean, they were in disarray. This franchise was a disaster about a year or two ago, and they've completely turned things around.
They've stabilized their team, that's for sure. Whether they stabilize the entire organization is another story. Yeah. But the team is stabilized with the head coach and now bringing in Chris Paul and Jay Crowder. They picked up some veterans that are all about winning.
There's Damian Jones, the original draft pick of Golden State. 6 rim, though. Last year, when he was with Atlanta, 87% of his shots were at the rim. 85 of them dunks.
Well, again, that just goes to emphasize the point we made earlier, the fact that he's a high fly yak, but really hasn't, developed the basketball skills. I mean, because jumping is not a basketball skill. It's just an athletic skill. It's not a basketball skill, whether you're dribbling, shooting, and things of that nature.
10-point game and right back to the line, Anthony Davis. Now, the Lakers shot lights out the other night, and we really mean that. Lights out. They shot 56% overall, 72% from the three-point line, made 18 out of 25. So, bit of a slower start tonight, to say the least. They're 4 for their first 13 from the floor.
Yeah, but their big gun isn't in the game. Talen Horton-Tucker.
Yeah, THT. We're yet to see
a rare trip to the line where Anthony Davis missed both of them.
And I know a lot of people tuning in just to see THT. Taken away by Montrez. 2-on-1. Trez all the way. Leaves it off for Kuz. Kind of it goes. It doesn't go. And Kuzma will go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, Kuz upset at himself. He knows that's another one that he should been able to put down. As the Suns that time, an errant pass. Jones wasn't even expecting it. He ran right by it, and that's why Ayton was able to just scoop it up and go the distance.
So the Lakers have already attempted 6 free throws here in the first quarter. Kuz last year, points per game dropped from 18.5 down to just below 13. He had just 9 starts on the season. Playoffs, he averaged 10 points. He's in his 4th year here with the Lakers.
He's the oldest Laker.
Yeah, he's
pretty close.
Longest tenured
Laker.
KCP right along with him, I think. And here is Booker, knocked from behind, and a foul on Wesley Matthews.
Well, Booker did a good job coming around the screen and keeping Wesley Matthews on his backside, not allowing Wesley to get into any kind of defensive positioning. And finally, with the momentum, Wesley runs up his back, commits to foul, Book to shoot a pair.
Phoenix last year finished 34 and 39. Again, they nearly made the playoffs, 13-14. Remember, that was a Dragic Bledsoe
the primary guy, but the guy that nobody sees. When I say nobody, Booker didn't see him, and Montrezl with the block maybe should have touched it a little softer, knocked it straight down, and give his team a chance to.
That's Langston Galloway. Boy, he's bounced around the league, hadn't he? Air ball taken away now by the Lakers. Rebound to Anthony Davis. AD with the handle. He loses
mishandle.
There's definite rust on the two stars. It's going to be a foul.
Offensive foul.
And taking the charge is Wes Matthews.
There's one of those plays where you talk about guys just getting themselves under control. Wesley Matthews in good position to draw the charge. 2:50. Right.
Yeah, he could catch Cap.
Yes, he could.
I mean, it's got some work to do. But
And I never thought anybody would catch Cap because, I didn't think players would play that long for a couple of reasons. It takes a good amount of luck to stay healthy that long, but more importantly, because of the salaries they're paid now, financially, they don't have to play that long.
THT, Talen Horton-Tucker, is in the game to join this group. Underneath, it's Wes Matthews. Pump fake once, twice,
seconds.
third time, and he's finally fouled.
Oh, boy.
He was in that key a long time, wasn't he?
He was in that key an awful long time.
Set up a little camp.
Working on Eton Moore. He posted up and gets in there, and he's in the lane. To the act of shooting, though,
Yep.
the 3-second count stops.
Eton Moore, that's kind of an under the radar pickup that we both like a little bit for Phoenix.
He's a guy that can, come in off your bench and really produce some points for you.
10th year. Wes. Of course, we've mentioned it before. Father won 2 championships, 85 and 87, as a member of the Lakers. And now he gets to wear the purple and gold. And those gold jerseys are shining tonight. Look how bright they are. And we love seeing it. Underneath, blocked by THT. And that 7'1" wingspan.
And that's what got that block that time, because he was really out of position, but utilized that length.
Gonna repost to Kuz. 2:13 to go in the quarter. Backing up, fall away. Kuzma looks for the bounce, and he gets it. Kyle Kuzma. And he's now with 10 points in 10 minutes, and he's the first on either team in double figures.
And
Turnover.
there's the dribble handoff by Eton Moore, which turns into an illegal screen. As we get another look at Talen blocking the shot. Did a great job of getting contact with the ball and not the body.
Mike, you've got more on Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, by the way, not taking THT too long to make his presence felt. But so
Exactly.
Kuz is in a really interesting spot this year, Bill and Stu. Danny Green leaves, and so they may need some additional play from a big wing. Kuz did play the three in certain spots last year and play well. You know, he's off to a really shooting start to this preseason. That's part of it, right? Getting his three from as Harrell takes a shot, up from around 32% where it was last year. He thinks he's a much better shooter than that. The stroke looks pretty good, but there are some minutes to be had perhaps on the wing this year, the way this roster is laid out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Kuz is utilized and how he responds again to making adjustments.
Those minutes are going to be doled out by who plays the best. Nothing is promised, as Frank Vogel has said. A whistle, that's before the shot. Don't count it. So the Lakers crawling back 25-19. We're in the first quarter.
And you see Smith gets called for the violation there as he moved that left foot, which was his pivot foot. That's a violation.
He is working on Markeith, who was in there with Quinn Cook, Trez, THT, and Wesley Matthews, the five on the floor. Horton-Tucker been shooting it great, getting to the basket with regularity. Fall away jump shot, got to get a bounce, does not. Trez doing work inside, and they'll get it again. Horton-Tucker passes it up. Markeith from the outside. And the Lakers are now 2 for 4 from beyond the arc. Defensive rebound to Morris. Now Quinn Cook on the attack in the attacking 47 for the Lakers. Wanders in, lobs for Trez, and he scores on the lob from Quinn Cook.
Well, Quinn Cook and Trez are starting to develop a little bit of a chemistry on that screen and roll.
And Trez was as good as it gets last year in screen roll when he worked with Lou Williams on the Clippers. Half a minute to play in the quarter. So good little resiliency here by the Lakers as they've battled back. None of the starters are on the floor for Los Angeles. Keefe throws it away. They battle for it, and Phoenix, good hustle.
They should work for the last shot.
That was Langston Galloway stealing it away, and they will work for the last shot. Eton Moore will quarterback it. Out to challenge is Wes Matthews with one at the buzzer. Moore can't score, and that's the end of the quarter.
The Lakers a little bit of a surge to end the quarter to finally trail only by 4 with 1
light up the victory cigars. And the talen Horton-Tucker was right in the middle. He had some valuable time in the bubble and played extremely well for the limited time that he was in. Played in a couple of postseason games, but got some extended minutes during the 8 games that were played prior to in the bubble. Galloway on the run, on its way, going to be just short by Javon Carter in his 3rd year in the league, known as a bulldog when he's out there. That's one of his nicknames. Trez gets knocked down. Going to be a foul on Phoenix.
Good screen by Trez as Galloway ran right into the stationary screen and knocked it down for the easy call.
Stu, Phoenix started 8 for 12. Since then, they are 1 for their last 12.
A little change in substitutions here, and it's made a difference in the game.
Evening things out. A lot of those were at the rim, you might recall. Trez to the dribble. Handoff now to Wes Matthews. He wanders into the lane. Nice. Wide open. Oh, Harrell fumbled, got it, and then Trez throws it down.
He was so wide open, he could afford to fumble it. There was nobody close.
That's a good look by Wes, who drew 2 defenders to him. And the Lakers are only down by 2. Etwan Moore lets it go from distance. Chased down to the corner. Toeing the line is Quinn Cook. And here come the Lakers with THT. Taylor Horton-Tucker through 2 games averaging 26 points, shooting over 50%. He's spinning in the lane, trying to work it. Yeah, and his foot slipped and he traveled.
Yeah. Got shut off by that time by Jones. Another look at the play by Matthews as he throws it to Montrez, and Montrez fumbled it, but still easy hoop.
First couple of minutes of this second quarter, 3rd out of 4 preseason games, and then we start the 72-game regular season next week against the Clippers, and Christmas Day will be the marquee game about 5 o'clock against Luka and Dallas. Lakers will have 2 more home games after that. And then they'll be on the road for 14 of 18 games.
Lakers got called for an illegal defense there. That's why the technical foul missed. It'll be ball out of bounds sideline for the Phoenix Suns.
That's Langston Galloway, who's really made a great first impression with his new team. He had 14 points in his first 8 minutes the other night.
And he looks in real good condition. Yeah. What I say by that, he looks like he lost maybe 5-7 pounds. He really looks fit for right now.
He was with the Pistons last year, led them in threes. That's no shock. Creating some space, Javon Carter.
It was a nice up fake and then controlled jump shot.
Yeah, he's out there for his defense also. A best defensive rating on the team. Was a 2-time winner, the best defensive player in the NCAA in college. Backing down is THT. He's underneath, loses control of it, or was it tapped out? No, he just lost it out of bounds.
Well, he actually ends up turning it over, but he got away with a discontinued dribble that they let slide.
What THT has got to do, Stu, is not do too much. Those first 2 games were great, and everybody knows what he can do. And everybody from coaches to opposing players are singing his praises because they know.
From the outside, but also from himself. He can't, hopefully doesn't expect to be a 30-point scorer every night.
I mean, he's already on his way to earning heavy minutes for this team. 27-23, and it's been a thrill to watch. Normally you get these preseason games and they're not a whole lot of fun, but he certainly made it that way the first 2 games. As Wesley Matthews, good job as Wesley goes out, 7 minutes, had a couple of points. On the floor for the Lakers, Cook, Kuzma, Trez, THT, and Morris. You know, believe it or not, the Lakers only played, 8 players the other night. That's it.
Back to talen. You know, teams, they saw the numbers his first 2 games, so they're trying to do what they should do, and that's keep him doing what he wants to, and that's get into the middle. They've done a pretty good job in the few minutes that he's been on the floor of limiting his drives.
Harrell one-on-one with Ayton, goes over Ayton to score. Pretty stuff, little mid-range from Montrez.
You know, Ayton a good shot blocker, but Montrez really good at facing up and making the defender take a step back.
Blocked by Harrell, but a foul previous to that shot as Chris Paul made things happen going baseline. And Mikal Bridges will shoot a couple. Villanova, where he was part of 2 NCAA championship teams in 2016 and 2018. You know, he's one of those guys labeled, Stu, as a 3-and-D, but do so much more than just that.
And that's what he's making sure he tries to prove to people, that he is more than just a 3-and-D.
Played in all 73 games last year. Of course, the odd number of games because of the stoppage in March, the 4 months off, and then the 8 games in the bubble. Lakers down by 4. Preseason action from Phoenix. We're in Los Angeles. Team on the road in Phoenix. Markieff backing in. He's one-on-one against Booker. Comes up short. In fact, nothing but air. And Devin Booker will bring it into the front court. Booker, boy, he's a magnificent scorer. Ayton can't finish it. Volleyballed once, twice. Taken by the Lakers and Morris.
Somebody took a knee for the Lakers after that scrum.
Yeah, I was going to say, who is that? I think that's Trez down at the other end, and let's check on him.
Teammates out to see how he is as Talen goes the distance and gets a hoop and the foul.
Yeah.
So
while we were worried about Montrez, so THT on the board.
I've always told players, when you're under the basket, even if you don't think you can get the rebound, it might serve you better to jump, because if you're standing there looking up, the players that are jumping, their hands and everything are coming down, and they end up slapping you in your chops.
33-10 double-double in game 2 for THT. He was 4 for 5 from three-point country. And so far in the preseason, he's 14 of 16 from the free throw line, including that one. Lakers down by 1.
And if he's going to get there, which he does, got to make sure he converts.
Shake and bake. Chris Paul. He'll probe into the lane. Oh, Booker goes right to the left of Morris. Falls into the lap of Montrezl Harrel. Now Kuzma will walk it up, the 25-year-old. The former Utah Ute, played there for 3 years. Corner of the key and settles in with the soft touch.
Yeah, Kuz with the shooter's touch.
He's got a dozen in the contest. Ayton back out perimeter. Chris Paul gives it up to Crowder. Count it, foul,
Yeah.
4-point opportunity.
4-point play. Again, a Crowder catch and shoot. Got to try to close under control where your momentum doesn't push you into the shooter. That time, Montrez, momentum carried him into Crowder. The basket counts. He goes to the line.
Now, Jay, who's a former teammate of LeBron when they were together in Cleveland. Stu, you know he's going to stretch the floor. He's been traded 6 times. Cleveland, Dallas, Boston, Cleveland again, Utah, and Memphis.
Just seeing the NBA.
Yes, he is. And again, finished last year with Miami, then got a 3-year, nearly $30 million deal from Phoenix. And Chris Paul was the one who recruited him. Talen into the key. Talen, reverse layup is good for THT.
Well, he took the contact from Ayton and still was able to put it down.
Boy, he took on their best rim protector. Chris Paul over Tucker, swishes it through.
Chris Paul still pretty good at that mid-range game, too, when he gets that jumper. But, boy, Talen loves to go to the rim, and this is the reason why. Absorb the contact, throw it off the window,